Hello everyone, my name is Espik23 here for a KTaNE module tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at some needies today, and we're going to start out with annoying arrows. So annoying arrows is a pretty simple needy, if I can find it. It's one of these two. I'm going to guess this one. Yay. This needy, I'm going to strike on this. So it will have three different arrows, as you can see right here. For each of those three arrows, you have to press any of these four buttons that correspond to the arrow. So if it's pointing up, I press up, down I press down, left I press left, and right I press right. If the arrows have an outline in them, which we saw that on the last time they all were, you have to press the opposite button from the arrow is pointing. So the arrow is outlined and it's pointing right, I press left. And then if it's pointing left, okay, here we go. So it's filled, I press right. If filled going right, I press left. Or outline, excuse me. And then filled going down, I press down. And that's basically how it works. You'll always get three, and you have to press the buttons that correspond. Basically, the rule is if it's filled, you press the button in that direction, and if it's an outline, you press the button in the opposite direction. So the next needy we're going to be looking at is this one, which is Terraria Quiz. As you can see, it activates and will give us a name of an item in Terraria. And I have to go down and find it in here. Poison Staff. As you can see, Poison Staff looks like this, so you press this button. This needy is also very simple. You just press the button with the icon for the item that corresponds to the item's name. That will be shown up here. Here we have Electrosphere Launcher, that is this thing. I have never played Terraria, and know nothing about the game, but this manual basically has all the items that, or a lot, well, not all the items, a lot of the items, out of I don't know how many. Here's another one. We have Venus Magnum, which is this. As you can see, there's also bunnies on the top here. I don't know if I mentioned that already. Yeah, but this one is another simple one. It's kind of similar to Who's That Monsplode in some way. But however, it deactivates. Where in Who's That Monsplode, it never deactivates unless you strike. Actually, not even. I don't think that's even true. Who's That Monsplode never deactivates. But this one deactivates. Here we have Phantasm, which is this thing. Another simple needy. Alright, so this next one right here is needy block stacks. Now this module is a little bit different to it. So first of all, there's going to be a number here, which is 5. And there are going to be 3 different pairs of these blocks with their numbers that add to this number, so 5. So you need to find all the pairs and then press the 2 in one pair, then the 2 in the other pair, and the 2 in the last pair. So in this case, add to 5, 4 and 1 is 5, 2 and 3 is 5, and 3 and 2 is 5. And there you go, that needy deactivates. So this one is a little bit more complex than the last two. The pairs will be different each time, so you're going to have 3 different pairs, and the pairs of numbers will add to this number. Now you can press them in any order, so we have 1, 4, 1, 4, 4, 1. Doesn't matter as long as you press the pairs as a pair, technically. You just press one block of the pair, then the other block of the pair, and then you proceed to the next 2 pairs. And in that case, we've been getting 5 a lot, but sometimes they can add to higher numbers, like 8, I think I've seen. Okay, here's 7, so 6 and 1 is 7, 3 and 4 is 7, and 4 and 3 is 7. So you are given a little bit of time, but basically you need to find the 3 pairs that add to the number. And in theory, it could be 6, and you just all 3. So just make sure that you don't press the same button twice, and you got to make sure that you press them directly next to each other if they're in the pair. I'll show you one more example before I back out of this. Interesting. This guy dreamt of this module and created it because of it. That's actually a really cool inspiration. So here we have 4 and 2, 4 and 2, and then 1 and 5. Generally, when I do this, I like to go left to right and then pick the pairs in order. So I know 4 and 2 is 6, and then next one 4 and 2, and then we just know the last 2 add up to 6. But you can always double check to make sure that these add up to 6. Or whatever number is in this display right here. Alright, so the last needle we're going to be looking at is this. You probably know what this is. It's a fidget spinner. Once it starts spinning, it will activate, and you have to click on the spinner to add 2 seconds. So if I click on it, it adds 2 seconds. You can continuously click on it to add a lot more time. And as you can see, I keep clicking on it. It doesn't want to go over 42 seconds, it looks like. Looks like the latest you can click it is at 40 seconds, and it will increase 2 seconds to get to 42. As you can see in the manual, just click on it. We'll add 2 seconds to the timer. So if I click it, we should go to 36, 37. Now, for those of you who were around when this module came out, you may know that there actually never used to be a time limit for this needy. And you could just continuously click on it forever, and essentially the needy would be dealt with for the rest of the bomb, and you didn't have to worry about it. However, it got, I would say deserved, but a lot of people didn't like it. I still think it was deserved because a needy without a timer like this, you can just spam, is kind of broken in some way. I also noticed the flavor text for this is, I guarantee it's better than to pay respect. Probably an homage to the needy pay respects, which actually kind of works similar to this. But now you get to see a fidget spinner, and it gets faster as well. It's actually even floating. How did they make it do that? But yeah, the fidget spinner will slow down as the timer gets lower. And if it stops spinning when the timer runs out, then you get a strike. And basically all you want to do is make sure that it never stops spinning. Yeah, not much to that other than this. So yeah, it's also another thing, you can only press it when it gets to around 40 seconds. Remember how I said that it used to not have a limit? Well, on your screen right now is an example of what it was back then. This is a video from Drake on a bomb I made almost a year ago now, where it had a fidget spinner and it had no limit, and essentially what happened was he just compressed the spinner so much that the bomb timer would actually run out before the needy timer ran out, which is something very interesting. It kind of almost cancels out the fact that there's a needy on the bomb in general. That bomb doesn't have the fidget spinner on it anymore since it got fixed to have a limit now. And I actually tried to look for a way to configure it. I actually couldn't find it. I thought there was, but doesn't look like I found it. But yeah, essentially I used to have no limit here, and it was easily probably one of the best needies in the game to use, but now hardly anyone's going to use it since it kind of has a short timer for a needy that you just continuously just spam click. But anyway, that's going to be it for the tutorial for the 4 needy modules that I've done, which are Annoying Arrows, Terraria Quiz, Block Stacks, and the Fidget Spinner. Nothing much to say other than that. Most of these needies are simple. Block Stacks is probably the hardest one covered in this video. So, I know that needies aren't the most popular thing, but I feel like you may just run into them occasionally and you just wanted to wonder, you know, how exactly do they work? Anyways, thank you guys for watching this tutorial, and as always, keep talking and don't explode.